Hello everyone, welcome to yet another episode of Bhavan's Education to Home, an initiative of Bhavan's Middle East in association with Janam TV. We, the members of the Department of Mathematics, Bhavan's Kuwait, are here to share a few tips which will help the students of grade 10 to face their upcoming board examination with full confidence and to score centum in the subject. For that, with you here today are myself, Srikanth.
I'm Shiji Thomas.
Babu Jacob.
Let me start the discussion by addressing some important concerns raised by the students who wrote maths examination in the previous years. So, Mr. Babu, could you please share some tips for the students to overcome that difficulty?
Yes. After every exam, we hear from students that the question paper was lengthy. I couldn't complete it. It happens because of the lack of time management. I suggest some points. They had to practice answering question papers within the time. During reading time, they should choose the right to optional question for them. While writing, please place your wristwatch on your table instead of asking time to the invigilator. The question paper has 3 sections. Section A can be finished in 30 minutes. B can also be finished in 30 minutes. Section C, they can complete in 45 minutes. The rest of the time, that is 15 minutes, can be utilized to check their answers one more time. That is my suggestion.
Yes, you have shared a very good tips for the students to follow. But before this time-bounded practice, students should have a thorough idea about the chapters and focus points. So let's look at the content.
So the content for the second term, we are having around 6 chapters. The first chapter being quadratic equation. They can relate it to quadratic polynomial that they have learned in the term 1. In this chapter, they should be knowing the general form of the quadratic equation. To express a quadratic equation, to write a quadratic equation or form an equation for a given statement, and then solve it using 2 different methods, that is by factorization, splitting the middle term and factorizing and finding the solution, and using the quadratic formula. They should be knowing what is the discriminant and to identify the nature of the roots using the discriminant. Now let us move on to the next chapter, which is arithmetic progression.
Yes. In arithmetic progression, they should know how to find out common difference of an AP if the terms are given either in rational or irrational form. They should know how to find out number of terms if 2 particular terms or 2 sums are given. Then they should know how to find out a particular term from the end of the given AP. Then which term of the given AP is the first negative term. Then to find out unknown quantity, just like K, if 3 consecutive terms are given. This they should know very well.
Now let's move on to applications of trigonometry, which is one of the important chapters.
Yes, madam. Now let me talk about application of trigonometry. Application of trigonometry is an important lesson for the students to score good marks. Students should read the question 2 or 3 times and convert the question into figure. And they should have a good idea about line of sight, horizontal line, angle of elevation when you are looking up, and angle of depression when you are looking down.
Okay, so let's move on to the next chapter, which is circles. In circles, the students is mainly dealing with secants and tangents, and this chapter we will be dealing with properties of tangents. There are 2 main theorems in this chapter, which is a very sure question. One of the theorems will be asked in for the examination. They have to write and learn all the theorems, and all the questions are based on these 2 theorems and the properties of tangents. Every question is important, and they have to write and learn it so that they will not get confused. Now when we are moving on to the next chapter, which is constructions. In construction, mainly we are having 2 different constructions. One is dividing a line segment in a given ratio, and the other one is constructing tangents. In construction of tangents itself, you will be asked to construct tangents from an external point, and constructing tangents when the angle of inclination between the tangents are given. Here also there are only a few questions. Practice all the questions which are in the reader. Now the next chapter is surface area volume, right, sir? So in surface area volume, there is nothing new that we are learning. Whatever formulas that we have learned in our previous years, that is surface area and volume of cube, cuboid, cylinder, sphere and cone, is what they have to remember over here. Here in this this year we are going to do combination of solids. So here again, when you are reading the question, it is always better to draw the figure with respect to the question, and then identify what is that you have to exactly find out. Is it that you have to add or you have to subtract? So converting the question into a figure will help you understand what is exactly to be done. Now the next in this chapter is one important topic is conversion of solids, right? For converting from one solid to the other, and they have to know that when we are converting from one solid to the other, the volume remains the same. So learning the formula and being thorough with the formula is a very important focus point in this chapter. So shall we move on to the next topic,
Yes.
which is
Yes.
statistics?
Yes. In statistics, they should know how to find out the mean, median, mode from the grouped data given. They should know how to find out missing frequencies if mean, median, mode, these three are given. This they should know very well.
And the empirical relation also they have
That
to
also,
be.
yeah, that also they should know very well.
Okay, so once they are thorough with all the questions in the reader, practice from the sample papers is also very important. That will help
Yes.
them,
To score
To-
those marks.
yeah, and to have a time-bounded practice also, to how much they have to check. So all the very best, dear students.
ഈ വർഷത്തെ ബോർഡ് എക്സാമിനെ തയ്യാറെടുക്കുന്ന എല്ലാ വിദ്യാർത്ഥികൾക്കും ഒരു നല്ല വിജയം ആശംസിക്കുന്നു. ഈ പരിപാടി അവതരിപ്പിക്കുന്നതിന് സഹകരിച്ച ജനം ടി വിയോടും എല്ലാ പ്രോത്സാഹനവും നൽകിയ ഭവൻസ് മാനേജ്മെൻറ്റിനോടും പ്രിയ പ്രേക്ഷകരോടും നന്ദി. നമസ്കാരം.